Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. So as you can see, today we're just chilling in front of resident services with Ruby, Drift and Barbara, just enjoying the summer sunshine. Today we're actually going to be redecorating my starter villager homes. So of course I still have my two starter villagers, Lyman and Fuchsia, so this will be a two-part video series. And in the first part today we're going to be redecorating Lyman's house. So just in case you weren't aware, this is what Lyman's house looked like in the old games. This is what his house is supposed to look like in this game. And this is how his house actually ended up looking on my island, simply because he was one of my first villagers. I think that Lyman and Fuchsia have suffered for far too long with these awful homes, and I'm very excited to finally give them the homes they deserve. So let's get building. Ah, Lulu, hello. This is the construction consultation counter. How can I help you, Let's talk about homes. Of course, let's talk about them. We can discuss your own home or suggest designs to one of our other residents. Which will it be? About a resident's home, please. Oh, you'd like to pitch some new home designs to a resident? We can certainly arrange that. To get started, I'll need 9,000 bells up front. That's a lot, so I'll give you some miles once the work is done. Yay! What do you say, Are you ready to brainstorm some ideas? Yep. I'm ready. Fantastic, let's not waste any time. Who would you like to talk to about redesigning their home? Okay, so I'm going to start off with Lyman and then we'll do Fuchsia's in the next episode. Lyman, Alright, then let's call him over here and get his thoughts on the matter. And that about covers it. What do you think? Are you okay in trusting Lulu with your home? If that's what's up, then bring it on. I trust you to beef my house up good and proper, Flower. Oh, glad to hear it. Your house is in good hands. Leave everything to Lulu and me. Yes, me and Tom Nook will work together as a team. Yes, now that everyone's on board, I just need to collect the 9,000 bell fee and we'll start. Now then, did you want to start with the home's interior or its exterior? I think exterior. Got it. Then let's have a look at the catalogue together and you can tell me what you think looks best. Oh my goodness, yes, finally! So this is what Lyman's house looks like on the outside, and it is quite cute, the little cabin house. But I have had trouble decorating Lyman's yard since day one of the game. The colour of his house is so awkward, it doesn't actually match much furniture in the game, and I have struggled. How many years has the game been out now? Like 2 years now? I've been struggling to try and decorate his garden and I still haven't managed to do it, so I desperately really want to change his house, and I'm thinking I want to give him and Fuchsia matching houses because their homes are quite close to each other on opposite sides of a water fountain. So I think it'd be really cute if they had matching homes just in different colours, and I already have an idea of how I want to decorate Fuchsia's house. So I'm thinking we go with this cream walls and a green roof and maybe a green or white door, because I like to make the inside of their homes match them fully, and I do want the outside of their homes to match them still, like with the green roof for Lyman, but I do want to keep things bright and pretty on the outside with bright walls like cream paneling on the houses. So even though you might look at this and think that doesn't look like Lyman, the inside of his house hopefully will be able to make it look like Lyman, but on the outside I really just want it to look very pretty for my island, and I'm still going to try and get bits of Lyman in there like I said with the green roof. Oh my goodness, that's so cool! I can choose what reef I want on the door. Previously I had to craft my own reef and gift it to him if I wanted it on his door. Now I can finally give him the mushroom reef I wanted him to have. That sounds great! Well, now that we've got the exterior squared away, want to chat about the interior? I'd like you to imagine Lyman's home. Once it's clear in your mind, I want you to describe all the ideas you have for its interior. Here we are. Alright, let's get down to business. Tell me what you have in mind for Lyman's home. Just work through your idea exactly like how you would for Lottie. There is one limitation though. You can't change the size of any rooms. Otherwise, anything goes. If it helps, you can also press in L to imagine Lyman in here. Let me know when you're done. Okay, oh my goodness. Look at this house, guys. Isn't it so depressing? Can you believe he's been sleeping in a sleeping bag for like 2 years? Poor little guy. So depressing. Okay, so I did read online that it will give you the items that you've gifted him. They'll be there available to place if you want to keep them or pick them up. There are a few things I regret gifting my villagers, so I'm excited that I'll be able to just get rid of them. That's so helpful. I think one of the most depressing parts about this house is the dark green walls. Like, they're so plain and boring. So I really want to brighten things up for him. Oh, he wants the light parquet flooring. Cool, I like this flooring. We can probably work with that. For the walls of this house, I really want to go with some maybe green or bright coloured walls. Oh, the pear walls are really cute. That matches really well with the flooring, but I think it might be a bit too feminine for little Lyman. Lyman is actually quite feminine in my game. He wears the really cute little pink jumpers that I gift him, but I don't think he'd have this wallpaper as much as I like it, and the colour is really nice as well. I'm not sure which wallpaper to choose. Maybe this white wood wallpaper and an accent green wall, that could be nice. For a bed, I'm thinking maybe this sloppy bed. Oh look, if you make it white, you have a little green box underneath it. That's so cute. Is there green bedding as well? There is! Oh my goodness, that is cute. I'm really not sure which wood colour to go for in his house though. I was thinking we make his house really bright and yellow and bright green, but I'm not sure if that'll be too much of the same colour as him and it'll hurt my eyes. So maybe we should actually go with like dark wood and more of a desaturated green. It wasn't my original plan, because I was thinking we might be able to use this rug that he likes, but I don't actually think I like this rug very much. I think it's just a bit too bright for me. Well, I'm not really a fan of that one either. But I'm thinking we could go for more desaturated green, more foresty, and more of a calming type of green rather than a bright spring green. Maybe something that would match like the glowing moss rug and things like that a bit more. I don't think I'll use that rug because I'm not sure it looks okay, but more along them lines of the green colour. I'm not sure though, we could make it bright. Let's see. That does look really cute actually. Okay, so now that we've got started, I think I'm just going to decorate and I'll do a voiceover for you guys. I don't know how long this is going to take me to build Lyman's house, so I think I'll just be quiet and build it now. And then I'll get future me to talk over it and tell you what I'm doing. Okay, hi, future me here. Past me wanted me to talk over this video. So, as you can see, I'm putting down a dresser. I did decide to go with the white furniture for a while, but eventually I do actually change it to be dark, like I was thinking of doing. I know you might be thinking, dark furniture and Lyman? That doesn't sound like it would work, but I think the dark colour wood actually goes with the green colour scheme a lot better. I'm personally a big fan of bright white furniture. I think it can make a space feel really clean and tidy, but in this space I felt that darker colour wood ended up working out much better. The first things you see me putting into the house are his bed, his dresser and a diffuser. I thought straight away that I wanted him to have a little wood diffuser because I thought straight away that he would have a lot of plants in his house. If you become best friends with Lyman and you get his photo gifted to you, his catchphrase is something like eucalyptus is the spice of life or something like that. Which is a type of plant that koalas like, so I really wanted him to have some plants in his home. And of course his house design that he's meant to have in this game has all the leaf rug and everything, so he's meant to have a lot of plants in his home, I feel. So then I was choosing the sofa and I struggled with picking the sofa for a long time. I did keep this Nordic sofa for majority of the building process, and then sometime near the end of building the home I decided I didn't like this sofa, so I actually changed it later on. You're probably seeing me mess around with the fabric of the sofa because I couldn't find one that I felt really fit in with the home. And this was a little bit of a problem I had with majority of Lyman's house, was I couldn't get a lot of the greens to go together well, and I didn't know what wood colour I was going to use, and generally I just wasn't actually sure what I was doing with Lyman's house, apart from I wanted it to be much cuter than it was already, and just really didn't want that horrible dark green wallpaper anymore. I didn't want to give Lyman too much of a theme of his house, I did just want it to be quite a cozy little space for him to live in, but I did also want to be able to show his personality because he loves sports, and I was actually a little bit inspired by his Happy Home Paradise request. So when you invite Lyman to Happy Home Paradise, his house request is that he wants a home to grow veggies in, and I have two jocks on my island. I have Lyman and Drift, and I feel like Lyman and Drift are very different types of jock. So with Drift, I think he's actually insane and obsessed with being muscly and exercising, but in Lyman's case, I think he's like a health nut, like he's super into being healthy. So in Lyman's house, I gave him this really cute little kitchen. If you watched me build Chelsea's house, which would have been probably my last Animal Crossing video before this one, you might remember I made her a really cute little pink kitchen, laid out almost exactly the same as this one. So I was very inspired by that because I really love that little oven, and I thought customized to be green would be so perfect for Lyman. And so I gave him a little kitchen area in the top right hand corner, and I gave him some protein powder, which I think is a perfect item to have for jock villagers. And I also gave him a pear smoothie because this item just reminds me of Lyman. It's a similar colour to him. I imagine he makes like super healthy protein smoothies in the morning, and yeah, I just thought it was so cute. Eventually I do also give him a little dining room table by the kitchen, and yeah, I would just love to come around to Lyman's house and have a breakfast smoothie with him. I don't even like smoothies, but I imagine he would make me a milkshake or something and we could just chill together. So yeah, at first I was just working on making it a cozy welcoming home, and eventually I do start to add in a lot more jock items and things that he would enjoy. You might see me trying to fit in these big dumbbells. Eventually I give up on them. I do try to fit in a bike for a while. I can't actually remember if I managed to fit in a bike or not, but I know I managed to fit in a little speed punching bag for him to use, which I put by beautify the kitchen. And I actually did spoil some of these designs on my Instagram story, and some of you guys messaged me saying that you liked that I decorate the villagers' homes for them and not to match my island, which is always a really nice compliment to receive. If I was just decorating this for myself, it would not have hardly any of these items in, but it's for Lyman and I want him to be comfortable and happy in his house, so he needs to have exercise items. He loves exercising and it would just be a shame to not have any items he can exercise with, so of course I had to include those, as well as like the healthy kitchen area, which I just think he would really enjoy. Of course, I actually had quite a few different themes going on here. So we have the plants, the jock, and the cozy little greenhouse. Trying to blend all of these things together was definitely a challenge. I do think, and I do say this a lot in my build, so I do apologize, but I do think this could have been slightly better. I'm not sure how, but I don't know, I'm not 100,000% happy with this build, but I am still really happy with it because Lyman was suffering so much. My sweet boy didn't even have a bed for this many years. He had that awful house, and I still can't understand why Nintendo thought that was a good idea. I always wonder if they planned for the house to become more decorated as time went on your island, but they didn't fully finish that, because at first they do have tents and then they have that home, but then it never changes after that. So I do wonder sometimes if it was like just a massive mistake that they accidentally forgot about. I don't know, let me know what you guys think, but I'm so glad they've changed it now. It was so weird as well because I made that big video complaining about it and then they fixed it like a little while after that. Super weird, but maybe I manifested it. I was very happy that we can now change that. And yeah, I'm just so happy I finally get to change their homes because they deserve the loveliest houses. I also would just like to quickly apologize for if you can hear any loud music in the background behind me. My neighbor has been playing excessively loud music all day, and I really wanted to get this video done because I feel like I don't upload often enough already, but unfortunately my neighbors are not as courteous as me when it comes to being quiet. So I'm really sorry if you can hear that. I think she has just turned it down now, but it's literally been like 3 hours of me listening to this music, and if I didn't record this voiceover now, it wouldn't have been done in time, and I really just want to get this video out for you all, so I really hope it's not bothering you. I think she has turned it down now, which is great. But anyways, back to the build. Something that was really exciting for me when building these homes was I realised that I can put lamps in, because I feel like majority of the Animal Crossing villagers homes, I don't think they have lights on the ceiling, because I'm pretty sure that was added in Happy Home Paradise. So it's actually really cool to see villager homes with actual lamps in. Not only that, but we have so many new items that were added since Happy Home Paradise was released, and it means we have access to so many more cool furniture items that can be used in their homes. One thing I did add into this house that I probably would never have added if it wasn't for the feature in the game is the crafting table. I did actually forget to do this in Fuchsia's house, but I'll talk about that in that video. But in Lyman's house, I do give him a little green crafting table because oftentimes when you visit your villagers, they'll remove a piece of the furniture you've placed down and put a crafting table there for them to give you recipes and stuff, and I don't really want any of his furniture items just disappearing, so I decided to just give him a crafting table because I had a free space in the corner and I thought it actually suited his room quite well. So I think that Lyman is a big fan of DIY recipes. For some villagers I'm like, yeah, that character would not be into that. I don't know why they have that in their home. For example, like Barbara, I can't imagine Barbara sat at a crafting table like with a saw. I can imagine her maybe like making clothes, but not like with a saw crafting like things with wood. I just can't imagine it. But for someone like Lyman, I can definitely see him doing stuff like that, so I thought the crafting table actually fit in quite well. I'm not sure what I would have put in the corner if I didn't put that, but I think it actually turned out looking okay in the end. And it was a nice throwback to the dark green wooden furniture he had for so many years before. An item I've apparently been loving using recently, judging by the fact that I've used it in my last 2 or 3 builds, is this little leaf stall. It's so cute. I don't think I've actually unlocked this stall in the game yet, probably. I think it's a DIY recipe, maybe an autumn one, I'm not too sure. But I really love this little stall and it's so perfect for Lyman's house, since I think he is associated with the whole leaf green theme. I did struggle with choosing which type of rugs I was going to use for a long time. I think eventually I just stay with the little green woven rug in the kitchen. I really love this rug. It's actually maybe one of my favorite rugs in the game. It's so cute. I would actually have this in my own house in real life. I think it's so lovely. It's a really nice muted color as well. You can use it in so many different types of homes. Like I used this in Tom Nook's house when I built Tom Nook's home, and I could definitely use this with other colors like pink and cream. I just think it's a really versatile rug. Maybe you guys don't like it. I don't know if this rug's popular or not, but I think it's really cute. So you've probably seen me give Lyman a little cute green gingham table, which I know you might be thinking, isn't that a little bit too fancy for Lyman? But I imagine he like got this tablecloth as a gift from someone, maybe Melba or me. I don't know. I always like to imagine things like this. If you didn't know, Melba and Lyman are pretty close on my island. I kind of think they have a crush on each other. They are so cute together. I really didn't want to have two of the same species on my island, but I cannot get rid of Lyman because I love him so much. He's made me so happy since day one of New Horizons, and I don't want to get rid of Melba either because she's one of my favourites ever since I was a little girl. I actually have a teddy bear named Toasty because of her catchphrase. Yeah, she's just had a big impact on me and I don't want to get rid of Melba, so I've kept them both. Those are the only two villagers I'm allowing to be the same species on my island. Okay, so you might have seen me change the sofa now. I changed it to this like leather vintage brown sofa, and then I realised, okay, this is actually the type of theme I want to go for. I wasn't sure about using this item because I don't think I've actually used it in a home before, but as soon as I saw it, I was like, my goodness, the green metal and the brown leather sofa, I just love it. So then I started changing all the wood colours for the rest of the house to be brown to match it, and it really brought in the brown from the oven as well, and I realised it looks so much better with the flooring he likes too, and also it matches the leaf stall and so many things, so I realised this looks a lot better for him. And since he loves nature and the outdoors and everything, I thought he would appreciate the brown wood tones, as it's kind of like trees and stuff, isn't it? If any of you watching this have redesigned Lyman's home, I'd love to see how you made it, because I know everyone has different experiences with villagers and different ideas of what they're like, especially in this game. I think it's really up to your imagination what your villagers' hobbies and personality is like, so maybe you designed Lyman's house completely different to how I did, in which case I'd really love to see it. I probably will get jealous though, because straight after recording my Chelsea's home design video, I went online and saw someone on TikTok designing Chelsea's home, and then I was extremely jealous because they did it a million times better than me. But that's okay, it's not about being the best. I really do just design these homes for fun. I enjoy it so much. I love to just sit back and decorate these homes, whether that's in Happy Home Paradise or this, which I think is done so well, and it's really nice to design a house with Tom Nook, to have another way of interacting with him. It's making me want to redesign like every single villager's home on my island. Maybe I could even redesign it for every single season. That would be so much fun, like decorating the homes for Christmas. My goodness. So then I started to add in accessories to the home. You'll see I added some kitchen shelves, a little tiny shelf with a pot and a plant on, hanging plants, of course, he has to have hanging plants, so he feels almost like he's outside where a koala would like to live. I did at one point think about adding vines above the window, but I thought it was too much. It made the house a bit too cluttered. I also added some paintings on the wall of some clovers. I thought he would like that painting. One thing I did struggle with for quite a long time in this build, it's probably the thing I struggled with for the most amount of time, is whether I was going to give him a speaker or a radio. So I did want to give him a little speaker, but then I found that the music choices I had, I didn't really know if any of them suited him. And then I tried to use a radio, but the radio you can't adjust the volume on, and you guys know I'm quite sensitive to noise, and I don't like when the music is like the loudest it can be in the game. One of the reasons I can't wait to redecorate Drift's house, because his stereo is on full blast and I can't stand it. I don't mind the song, it's just too loud. So I really want to redecorate his home. I don't know if I'll record that one, since I already made 2 videos before redesigning Drift and Barbara's house in Halves Island before we got this update to the game. So I don't know if it would be okay to make 2 Drift videos and 2 Barbara videos, since I will be designing their homes to look kind of like the theme I did in those ones. So maybe I'll do those 2 off camera, but I'll definitely be sure to show you how they turn out. You'll see it in my gameplay videos anyway. But yeah, I did struggle with whether I wanted to give him a stereo or not for a while. I think eventually I decided not to give him one or have any music in his house at all. I think I wanted it to be quite peaceful in there and quiet, because Lyman spends a lot of time outside. He's actually hardly ever in his home, which is quite upsetting now because I want to go and visit him and see his cute house. But for the most part, he spends most of his time outside. He really loves cleaning outside resident services and running around in the flowers and stuff. He's adorable. I also thought about giving him like forest or jungle sounds in his home, but I went off that as well because I thought it was kind of weird to not hear those sounds outside and then go inside and hear them. I don't know, it just threw me off a bit, so in the end I just went with a really quiet, peaceful house. I also thought about giving him a pile of books to read, because he does have a little book on his bed, which I imagine is like an exercise book or whatever it is he's reading at the moment. Eventually I decided against that, and instead I give him a little volleyball in his room, because I think it kind of looks a little bit messy, and I think Lyman wouldn't very tidy. I think he would have a couple of things just laying around in his house. And I gave him this little pennant thing on the wall, which I've never used in a house before, but it kind of reminds me of him like supporting his favourite sports team, or it's like an emblem of a team he plays for. I don't know what Lyman gets up to in the sports world, but I imagine he's quite good at it and very passionate about it. So I thought that that little banner on the wall just really felt very Lyman-y, so I wanted to give him that. And I was thinking for a really long time, I didn't know which clock to give him. I was going to give him this plain wall clock. I was thinking about the orange clock. Eventually I just give him this little wooden clock, which I think he might have had in his house before I redesigned it. I'm not too sure, but I thought it suited the house the best. You might think when you see the finished home that it's a bit empty, but I did want to leave enough space for him to walk around in his house. Unfortunately, I don't think he can access the sofa, but if I move the little leaf stool any further away, it looks very weird in my opinion. So I don't think he can actually access the sofa and sit on it, but when I visit, I can access the sofa and sit on it, so that's okay. And he can sit at the dining room table and sleep on his bed, which I think is very important considering he didn't have a bed all this time. Oh, I was also thinking about adding some like sports clothes on the wall, but eventually I decided against that as well. And I think I just end up adding lots of little plants and little gadgets and things for him to enjoy. And eventually I think I do decide to get rid of the bike and give him the crafting table. I'm thinking I'll probably put a bike somewhere outside his house. There's loads of space outside his house, so I think he'd definitely store his bike out there instead. Because I decided against giving him music, I wasn't actually sure what I was going to put on the leaf stool. Eventually I decided to give him a little yellow switch so he can play video games. Since he is very competitive and sporty, I thought he would love to play some Switch sports, or maybe he plays Animal Crossing. I don't know what he gets up to, but just see Lyman playing a Switch. Definitely a yellow one because it matches his little lemon nose. Lyman really makes me wish we had lemon trees in the game. I miss lemon trees so much, and Lyman's nose just looks like a lemon to me. It's just so cute. I always call him little lemon drop nose because he's just an angel and he's so cute. If I could, I would definitely plant loads of lemon trees around his house. Another thing I do miss dearly from New Leaf. I thought it would be nice for there to be somewhere for him to sit in the living room area, seeing as he can't actually access the sofa, so I do end up putting a little stool there for him to sit on, and then I just add a little wall planter, and then I think I'm pretty much done. So now we'll go back to past me, who'll give you a tour of the home. Okay, so here we are with the finished home. What do you guys think? I'm so happy with how this turned out. It feels so much cozier and lovelier than before. So this is how it looks. I ended up going for a dark wood theme. I don't know why, but I really love the look of this bed over here with the diffuser and the plants above it. The messy socks under the bed and the little volleyball. I don't know, this just looks so Lyman to me. I really love it. Of course I have a lot of plants around him since he loves plants. And here's his little living room, which I think is so cute. He has this really adorable vintage sofa and this little stool to sit on, a place to play the Switch. He also has some little cross-stitch art on the wall, which I think is a gift from maybe his mum or Melba or me. Maybe he made it himself, I'm not too sure. Above the door he has some vines growing, and he also has these really pretty little lamps on either side of the wall, which I really like that I added those. Over here he has a little sports emblem on the wall, a crafting table, and a painting of some clovers and ladybugs. And over here is probably my favourite part of the house. It feels so cozy and cute. It's this lovely kitchen and dining room. He has a very healthy pear smoothie and he's cooking some veggies on the stove. And he has some protein powder on the fridge and lots of shelves to store things. And of course his little punching bag so he can exercise at home. And his beautiful plant that has loads of butterflies around it. This house feels so much cozier and lovelier than before. I'm so happy with how it turned out. And I really hope all of you like how it turned out too. I really can't wait to see Lyman in his home interacting with all this stuff. I just think this feels like a very healthy, athletic person's home, and it makes me really happy because I just think it suits Lyman very well. I love how warm and inviting it feels in here, especially before it felt so cold and sad. So I feel like Lyman's going to be so much happier in this space. I also love that we can put him into the room and see what he looks like in it, so you can make sure the furniture isn't going to blend in with his fur colour. But I'm so happy with this, and now I'm just really excited to decorate the outside of his home too, to match how cute the inside is. So let's tell Tom Nook we're finished. What can I do for you? I'm all done. Alright, we'll go forward with these remodel plans then. Excellent work. Yay! Thanks again for all your hard work, Lulu. I know this picture's going to go over great with Lyman. You've done your part, now it's time for me to do mine. I'll work with Lyman so we can start. Everything should be just like we talked about by tomorrow. Be sure to drop by and see how it turns out. Yay, that's so exciting! Okay, well that's it for today, guys. I hope you'll tune in next time to see how I redecorate Fuchsia's home. If you follow me on Instagram, you might have been spoiled a bit already, but I'm very proud of how Fuchsia's turned out, so I hope that you'll tune in next time for that part of the video, and let me know which of my villagers you'd like to see me redecorate for next. I'm thinking I should redecorate my favourite villagers next, Ruby and Fang, but let me know what you think. Maybe you'd prefer to watch me decorate Mint or Melba's home. I'd love to know your thoughts. And I really do hope you like how Lyman's home turned out. He definitely definitely deserves this cozy and lovely home after so many years of suffering in the home Nintendo left him with. So Nintendo, I still don't forgive you for this, but I am happy at least you let me change his house because he deserves it, and now I'm so happy he's gonna have the loveliest home for the loveliest boy. If any of you out there have also kept your starter villagers since the beginning, I'd love to see how you redecorate their homes. What's really lovely about this feature as well is that if you don't particularly have an idea for how you want their homes to look, you can just Google how their homes are meant to look, and they give you all the items listed on the menu, so you can just easily grab them and place them the way Nintendo did. And if you're not the most creative or interior design type person, you can just decorate the way that Nintendo wanted it to be decorated, and you don't have to worry too much. So it's really nice that they gave us the option to fix these homes that were just left kind of empty, and I'm so happy I was finally able to change his. So before I go for today, I do just want to say an extra special thank you to my Patreon supporters for supporting me this month. All of your support really means the world to me, and I love and appreciate you all so much. Thank you so much for everything. You're the best. And to the rest of you, thank you all so much for watching. Please do let me know in the comments how you're doing today, what you've been up to, and what you thought of this build. If you enjoyed this video, please do consider leaving a like and subscribing. Only if you want to though. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll speak to you in my next video. Bye!